Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over a pretty entertaining email that was sent from a subscriber. It's from a guy, he's 24 years old, he's been out of high school for about 6 years now, and he shares his story how about a year ago, he got into a conversation with a gal that he used to know from high school. She was a gal that he was acquainted with. She was a pretty girl, but didn't date her or anything like that. And long story short, you're going to see she is a single MOM. And how many kids, you may ask? How many kids does she have? Not one, not two, but 3 kids by the ripe old age of 24. And not one, not two, but 3 different baby daddies. And as you can imagine, being a young gal of today's world, thought he'd be interested in a relationship with her. Fortunately, this guy's smart enough and knows this material to avoid her like the plague. And you're going to see how that whole thing goes. And I'm doing this one as an example, guys. As if you don't know already how important this information is for young guys to know, that they don't let themselves get roped into date gals like this. Because a lot of guys, sadly because of the narrative and BS you see in movies and TVs, want to be the hero. They want to be the hero to save that girl from the troubled life she has, which oftentimes is one that she created herself. And it brings nothing but turmoil and pain in their lives. And this guy here, obviously been around the block, listens to my material, he obviously knew better than to obviously get involved with something like this. And sadly, there's always going to be some sucker that will. And you'll see exactly how this goes. So it's definitely an entertaining one and definitely backs up certain stereotypes you guys are all well too aware of. So he starts off and says, hello SSM. I'm not sure if you remember me from one of my stories I sent you about how my former friend's girl tried to contact me to hook up with me and I rejected her. Just a quick update that I blocked her and everything and no contact ever since. Well, good for you, bro. Guys, never get involved with a girl that one of your buddies was once involved with. It's not worth it. Even if he gives you his blessing. Even then, it's not worth it because it could just have a ripple effect down the road. And I don't care if she's hot. I don't care if she's literally offering herself on a silver platter for you. It's just going to cause problems down the road. There's other girls out there if you're into dating relationships. Don't get involved with a buddy's ex-girlfriend. So good for you. It says here, but after watching some more of your content, I remember an encounter I had with another former classmate of mine through Facebook in January last year. For the sake of the story, I'll call this girl Lisa. Lisa and I met each other when we were sophomores in high school, and we were both in the first period English class together. To describe her, she has pretty curly red hair and sapphire blue eyes. Uh-oh. Already that's trouble. Watch out for those redheads. And yes, I've dated a number of redheads and happen to like redheads, and they are trouble. While she looked very attractive, I never paid her any mind because striking up friendly conversations. Fast forward during our senior year, she had a kid with her boyfriend at the time. Okay, so already, senior in high school, already got pregnant and had a kid. Now, it takes 2 to tango, so her boyfriend is just as guilty of screwing up as she did, but right down in there. So kid number 1, senior in high school, she's already 17, 18 years old. You'd think that somebody like this would learn their lesson at this point. I was getting ready for prom when my prom date, who is a close friend of Lisa's, told me that her boyfriend could not go to the prom as he had to work, and then asked me if I could take her along. So you're going to go 2 chicks, you're going to look like a gangster with a pretty chick on each arm. I accepted, seeing it was no problem with that, as Lisa was good friends towards me, and I thought it'd be nice for me to show up with 2 ladies, 1 on each arm. After that night, we didn't talk very much. Well, that's a good thing. Fast forward to January of last year. Okay, so we're talking January 2022. I was doing a post on Facebook. They compared a picture of me 10 years before the picture of me now to see how much I've changed. Lisa then commented handsome on my post. He says, I'm not going to lie, I was flattered by it. Dude, she's 1 chick. Who cares? I'm assuming other girls complimented you. So I hit her up on the messages to ask how you're doing. To which she responded that she was doing fine while living with her parents, and she asked what I've been up to in the past few years. Okay, so she's living with mom and dad. You remember she had that 1 kid. Now, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have engaged with her, but you're young and you're curious. Fair enough. I told her that I was doing well and that I was doing great at my job and almost done with college. Good for you, brother. I did ask her how she's doing with her daughter. She then told me that her daughter was fine, but now she has 2 other kids. 3 kids, guys, by 24 years old. You'd think the first time around, having a kid your senior year of high school, you'd learn a very big lesson. But nope. And 3 kids, 24 years old. I feel bad for those kids. And I gotta wonder what her parents would think. What kind of parents did she have here? Now, parents have an influence on their kids and they're responsible to a point. But eventually it's like she made her own choices. And the dumbasses that were with her. I was a bit shocked, but then I told her congratulations and asked her if she had a boyfriend and we're doing okay. Asked if she and her boyfriend were doing okay. She responded that she and that guy broke up a long time ago, and those 2 babies belonged to 2 different fathers that she had dated. 3 kids, 24 years old, with 3 different baby daddies. At what point is she going to say, I know my worth? Or something like that. This is when you say, well, hey, it was great to catch up with you. Hope you're doing well. I got to go off to my job. And then never talk to her again. But no, it continues. I was a bit surprised by that, but I continued with the conversation. Why? She then asked me if I was single, and I said yes. Why do you ask? She then asked me if I had a crush on her back then, and I told her I did a little bit, but I didn't really pay much attention or pay mind to it as I was more focused on my studies back then and only treated her like a friend. So already she's setting the stage like she's the queen. Did you have a crush on me back then? It's like, maybe I did, but I sure as hell don't now. She then told me that she had a crush on me since sophomore year, but never told me because she thought that I would not be interested. Well, it's a good thing. Otherwise, you could have been the dad of that kid. She asked if you had a crush on me back then, why didn't you do anything or say anything while we were at the prom? To which I responded, during from you seem more interested in talking to your girlfriends, and you had a boyfriend at the time, so I would not be wanting to ruin your relationship with your baby's daddy. Well, clearly she's not exactly the most loyal person, or handle things right. She asked dirty questions of whether or not I had slept with anyone. I was honest and said that I have not slept with anyone at all. Not yet, dude. This is mostly because I've not been in a relationship at any point, because I'm more focused on myself. Okay, fair enough. Focus on yourself, your studies, making something of yourself, good for you. She then asked if she and I ever got together, would I consider being the stepfather of her kids or even give her a 4th child? She's thinking about a 4th child. I gotta wonder, and this is a fair question, depending on where they live. She lives with her parents, obviously, has 3 kids. Does she get a check every year from the government, or every month from the government for each of those kids? And let's be honest, there's some that literally have kids to get those checks in and live for free, and you get the point there. This is terrible. I said no to both those ideas and told that while I was flattered that I have no plan of becoming a stepfather for having a kid at my current age. Good for you, bro. Because if she's good looking, sadly there are guys out there that be like, okay, I'll be the hero. Or, okay, well, she has 3 kids from different daddies. She's an easy lay. And then things happen. After some casual talking back and forth, we both ended the conversation, and we haven't spoken to each other ever since. Good. Okay, you went down the rabbit hole of Facebook, and you had to see what she was doing and all that. Fair enough. But had nothing to do with her. Now, guys, let's fast forward time and see what's going on now. And you're not going to be the least bit surprised. And this will back up why you avoid these types. However, it wasn't until a couple weeks after that conversation that she had a new boyfriend. You mean a new sucker? In my mind, I was pitying the poor sucker as he's about to deal with the situation of a mother of 3 kids, with the oldest kid who stays up nights screaming so damn much that her grandparents have to go in there to calm her down. Yeah, the oldest is probably screaming, "Get me away from her." Fast forward to 3 weeks ago, and I was browsing around on Facebook when I noticed a post on Lisa's Facebook page. I was curious, so I looked and it was a picture of her holding her stomach with the caption, "If no one's going to be my Valentine this year, then I guess he will." Not going to laugh, I laughed. Not going to lie, I laughed. She gave birth to her 4th kid on Valentine's Day this year. I just have to say I'm thankful that I rejected her ideas and have definitely dodged a big one. You certainly did, man, because there are guys that would have done the opposite of what you did. So good for you. And obviously not getting involved with a gal like that is common sense, but a lot of common sense goes right out the door once the other head starts taking over. Her questions and our conversation is still pry their way into my head from time to time. I can ultimately conclude that she realizes it now that as a single MOM with multiple kids, her prospects for good men are running low. Gee, you think? Deep down, she realizes that a lot of the men have options out there, and that the only types of guys that she can track are deadbeats or lowlies who don't give a crap except about her quick hookups. Well, exactly, but you know what? You make your bed, you lie in it. Now, again, one time, that's one thing. People can be careless, and a gal gets pregnant, and keep the kid, and all that, but now 4 times with different baby daddies? Come on. I have to wonder, does she have a father in the picture? Or does he not pay attention? Serious daddy issues, therefore she wants every man to love her. But yeah, this could have been you. I don't really feel bad for her situation because she put herself in that position in the first place. Yes, exactly. Right there. Why should you feel bad? This is why you shouldn't feel bad for a lot of people in life who put themselves in their own situations. But nobody has any accountability anymore. It's always somebody else's fault for whatever bad situation they are in life. And it goes not just for gals, it goes for guys too. We are both at the same age of 24, and she now has 4 kids. So I'm pretty sure that by the time she's 30, she may have many more. And the high amount might even make the Brady Bunch facepalm. Yeah, it's become the Brady Bunch, but they're not exactly going to be happy with the Brady Bunch. I've continued watching your shows, and I have told a lot of my female co-workers about your channel, and they agree with everything that you say. Your female co-workers agree with what I say? Maybe the world's changing. I will continue listening to yours and other people's RP content, so that way I don't end up in a situation like that or like other men. I'm also very happy to announce that I have graduated college with my associates in science, and I'm working to become a writer, particularly of horror stories. If I get my first book published, I will send you a link for you to purchase if you enjoy reading. Thank you, SSM, and have a good day. Well, bro, congratulations on your graduation, and I hope you do well whatever you're doing. And if writing is your thing and your dream is to become a writer, I wish you all the success. But remember, success doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of trial and error and a lot of rejections and things not working out. But if you keep persevering, because at the end of the day, persistence is the key, you'll get where you want to be. And it could take a long time, but you'll get there. I don't like horror stuff. I think it's not my thing. But if you do have a success one day and have your own book, email me the link. I'll check it out. I'll definitely give you a shout out, of course. So I wish you all the best. So anyway, guys, quick story, but to show you, perfect example of what I talk about nowadays. You can't get involved with these types. And again, protection. Wear protection, dispose your protection, and don't believe for a second that crap them on the pill. 4 freaking kids by the time she's 24 years old. Unbelievable. And do not be the hero and the white knight that's going to save some of these people. They're screwed up. You don't need that. Guys, let's be honest. Only a small percentage of the population watches content like this, has their minds open to content like this, because the majority, sadly, are going to buy into the BS narrative of being heroes and white knights and all that, and let them fall prey to some of these types out there. And don't get me wrong, you guys are just as much scumbags as gals are scumbags, but this is the men's channel, so I'm helping guys out. But you guys will be okay because you watch this content and know to avoid these types like the play. 4 kids by 24 years old. Good Lord. And all those got different daddies. But and again, the only thing we didn't hear was her saying, I know my worth, or trying to shame him for not wanting to date her. That's the only thing that was missing in the story. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below and think about this. Let me know. You guys been in a situation where a gal that you went to high school with or college, has a situation like this, is wanting to get involved with you, and you're like, no way. I'd like to hear some of them give you a hard time about it. Really, I would. Let's hear about it in the comment section. And also, guys, if you haven't done so already, definitely subscribe to this channel if you're new. Or if you are a subscriber and watch all the time, definitely subscribe to my other channels, SSM Clips. Just hit 10,000 subscribers, so doing well there. And the other channel, They Did What for the Crazy Types of Stories. I know a lot of you guys like that one. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.